What's good, you guys? Peek out here in Singapore, and the week is running through already. It is technically 1 in the morning on Wednesday already, and I have I have less than a week left before July starts and school starts again, and I get back into my own routine. And I gotta be real with you, I entered another challenge at the last minute because I knew I needed to do something. I needed to shake myself out of this rut I'm in. And yes, I go live all the time, and I have a live podcast I do with August, and I do my live podcast right now that I do with Facebook Live Audio, and I do IGTV once every 3 days. At least I try, and I'm used to being on screen, right? It took me a minute to kind of get used to seeing my face on my phone all the time, but kind of got over that. And if I got something to say, I got something to say. That's just the bottom line. But what I also realized was I don't always deliver the message the way that I wish that I could. I'm looking at it like TED Talk, yeah? What I want to be able to do eventually is to get up on stage and speak to you guys like Brene Brown, or deliver like, oh gosh, what is that young lady's name? There's a young lady, her name is Ashley Zahabian, and she delivers she has delivered a speech on emotional intelligence. I want to be able to get up there and speak to people and really get them going and invoke this fire within them so that they feel like they really can accomplish all that they set out to accomplish. Whenever they feel like there's something wrong, something missing, they should be able to figure out that it is within them to find that solution or create the solution if it doesn't yet exist, and fix their lives so that they can have the kind of life that they've always dreamed of. Yes, everyone dreams about the $1 million home, the jets, and the yachts, and the white picket fence, whatever your dream is. People dream about all that stuff, but then it becomes one of those things where you want to make lots of money to earn all those things, but you don't think about the little things you could be doing to make your life more your own. You don't think about, if you want to have coffee in the morning or you want to have tea in the morning, you could make sure that you buy coffee or tea and have it available for you to make in the morning. You don't think about those little habits that you could be setting up for yourself so you have the lifestyle that you want, or the body that you want, or the mindset that you want, because it seems like it's too easy. But what seems too easy actually takes a lot of work, because you got to be consistent after that. So I joined this challenge obviously because August is the one heading it up, and I trust her, and she does phenomenally well by capturing her clients with live video. And she has this challenge right now for the next 5 days. You're about to see more of me. At least it's going to start for 5 days, and I'm going to make sure that I continue on from there. And what I talk about and how I talk about it, I'm not sure, but we're going to get the conversation rolling. And for a long time, my biggest fear was to actually go live on my personal page. And that was to talk about those tough concepts and those tough subjects, those things that are taboo. But I want to make sure that I get the message out there. I want to make sure that I, kind of put my foot in my mouth almost, because I want people to talk about it. I'm kind of tired of the excuse that what happens within your home stays within your home, because that's where you kind of silo yourself into thinking that you have no hope. There is no way out. This is the best you can do. You shouldn't hope for anything more. There is nothing out there to dream further on. I don't want that for you guys. I was there. I've been there before. So when I tell you, I know what you feel like. I've been there. I want you to understand, because I can actually give you stories from my own life. But in order to become very, very effective, I need a pro like August, who's already doing it, who has what I want, to teach me what I need to buckle up on, so that I become a little more succinct with my messaging, so I become a little more smart about the way I present my message, how I present the solutions, how I help you guys understand that there is more to life than just going with the flow. Dead fish go with the flow. I want you to live, like really live your life the best way you know how. And yeah, it's going to take a little work, and yeah, you're going to have to revamp a couple things, but isn't that the beauty of living your life? Just because you have a car doesn't mean you bought your dream car and now that's it. No, you're going to want to make sure you clean that car and you service that car, and maybe you want to change the grip on your steering wheel. Maybe you want to put, a kit on it and make it, trick it out a little bit. Maybe you want to, change the carpets in your car. Maybe you want to dress up the inside so it's a little more comfortable. Maybe you don't like leather. Maybe you want to make it softer. I don't know. It could be any one of a million things. But just because you get the car of your dreams doesn't mean you keep it just the way it is. And maybe you do. Maybe that's just what you need. But I know for a fact if I move into my dream house tomorrow, it's not going to be fully furnished. I'm going to have to live in it a couple days and see how I use the home and what the space is like to me. And little by little, I will start to put things in places so that it evokes the kind of feeling that I want from my house. I lived in my mom's house for, 3 years before I started putting my own touches on it. And even to this day, there's still not really pictures on the wall or anything that kind of gives it the illusion that I actually lived there. But I'm slowly getting around to the fact that I need to change a couple of things, little things here and there, that will make my life a little bit easier. So I started with really simple things. I started with pots and pans that I love to cook with, that actually service me the way I need because of the types of things that I cook. I went and got a slow cooker, y'all. I made sure I went and got a blender because I need to be able to do, smoothies. I like smoothies. I went and got rubber spatulas because I hate wasting food. So when you see people on cooking shows that empty out a bowl and there's still stuff left in the bowl, I get irritated because that's food you could be using somewhere, So I started with the kitchen because that was the most used room in my entire house. And then eventually I started with the bathroom because next I'm in there a lot and I need things to be conveniently placed in the bathroom so I can get what I need to get done. And then eventually I moved out to my own room. I changed the room and the layout and everything and made sure I had enough space for all of my clothes. Yeah, I had lots of clothes. I didn't have that many clothes, but I wanted to have space in case. And I wanted to have storage underneath my bed, and I wanted to be able to, have an office in my room. And slowly I started rearranging furniture until I had everything I could possibly want. And then eventually I moved out into the living room, and I made it so that there was comfortable couches, enough seating for anyone. If I had like a big ass party in the house, I wanted people to be able to sit instead of sitting on people's laps and pulling chairs out, stools, none of that. I wanted people to be able to sit comfortably. And then eventually, because of the way I move around my house, I wanted my child to be able to sit behind the couch at like a breakfast bar kind of table and watch TV if she wanted to, or do homework if she wanted to. And if people were sitting on the couch, they'd be able to reach around behind them and set their coffee cups on the table behind them instead of having to hold it in their hands because we didn't have a coffee table. So as I moved around the house, I made little changes so that my life became better. We do that for material things. How often do we do that for the emotional things in our lives? And that's part of the reason I joined this Capture Clients with Live Video Challenge, because I need to up my game when it comes to live video. So with that being said, I'm going to jump off this podcast and I'm going to go ahead and knock out the first video for the first day of the challenge. And I'll catch you guys again soon. Take care.